Today, we're not chasing headline AI names. We're building the picks and shovel stack behind the AI boom. Infrastructure, cooling, software, distribution, and computation. Here's the quick truth. This is not a get-rich scheme. This works when you allocate over time and let compounding do the heavy lifting. So let's build it. So typically what you want to look for in a framework is moat, monetization, and discipline. My filter is simple. The moat is, do they own critical rails? Monetization, do dollars scale as AI scales? And for the discipline, steady allocation, rules, and patience. No hero trades. So stepping into lane one, infrastructure, my first choice would be ANET, Arista Networks. Every GPU rack needs high throughput, low latency networking. That's Arista. Their 100, 200, 400, 800 gigabyte switches plus the EOS software layer creates real customer stickiness at hyperscale. Monetization, hardware sold into expanding clusters plus recurring software maintenance. The only risk that they have is hyperscaler capex cycles and competitive pricing. Also, their year-to-date is plus 18.23%. Looking at the technicals, technically right now, the technicals are signaling a sale, but a number of analysts are still calling it a strong buy. So it's a bit of a split decision, but if I know where this AI boom is going to go, it will not be a split decision in 10 years. Also, keep in mind that their last 4 quarterly earnings were all double beats. They've topped expectations on both revenue and earnings each quarter. Just another reason to allocate gradually and let the fundamentals play out. Stepping into lane 2, cooling and power, I have VRT, also known as Vertiv. Shout out to my boy Wavy Wolf for this one. He's been calling it out every single month since I've been in the Wolf Empire. So AI racks are heat and power monsters. Vertiv sells both the UPS power systems and increasingly liquid cooling that dense GPU racks require. As rack density rises, content per rack rises. For the monetization, basically you get the upfront systems plus long tail services. The only risk is execution and large customer concentration. Also, if you look at this chart, the year to date, they're up 58.42%. And all my Wolf Empire and Trading Roux people know, they know what this is. As you can see on the technical standpoint, it is at a buy based off the technicals. And so as far as the analyst ratings, they have Vertiv at a buy right now. So this is going to be insane in 10 years. Let's go ahead and look at their last 4 earnings. As you can see, they surprise each quarter. Just to look at this one. As you can see, another company that has all 4 quarterly beats. So you already know what you're getting into. All right, slide into lane 3. We getting into software. And the only name that comes into mind is Palantir, PLTR. AI only matters if it lands in the workflows. Palantir's AIP, Foundry, and Gotham platforms integrate data, orchestrate AI agents, and turn analysis into decisions, often expanding once deployed. Look, if you haven't heard about Palantir within the last year, you have been living under a rock. The U.S. military is now implementing Palantir software into their decision-making platforms. So that's enough said. If the U.S. government is doing it, you should do it too. As far as monetization, platform agreements that typically grow users and use cases over time. The only risk is deal lumpiness and valuation sensitivity because it exploded so fast. The year to date right now is 122.73%. Let's go ahead and look at the technicals. So technically speaking, from the looks of the chart, it is at a sale. The analysts are neutral on it, which I don't mind because once again, from the last chart, all of my Wolf Empires and Trading Roux members know what this means. Let's go ahead and look at their earnings. Double beat, double beat, double beat, and double beat. What do you know? I think they're like I think they have a record of like 21 quarters beat in a row, something like that. But as you can see, this company will not miss. And if you have a very robust software in the AI boom, there's only going to be a monopoly on that software, which is Palantir. All right, let's go ahead and ship it over to distribution. So for this one, I have two. I have Microsoft and Amazon, MSFT and AMZN. So on this one, it's not about who just build models. It's who distributes AI at scale. So for Microsoft side, we have Copilot plus Azure AI riding massive enterprise channels. And for the AWS side, we have Bedrock plus custom silicon with the deepest ISV ecosystem. On monetization for both, computation, storage, networking, and managed AI services inside existing budgets. The only risk both of these has is capex, digestion, and margin mix during the ramp up. Microsoft is up 17.59% on the year, while Amazon is up 6.3% on the year. Both charts has the same thing in common that the other ones did. I'm not even going to point that out anymore. I'm pretty sure every play that I have for this long-term investment plan probably showed the same confirmation. Let's go ahead and dive into the earnings for each one. So let's look at Microsoft. Double beat there, double beat there, double beat there, and double beat there. What do you know? Let's go ahead and look at Amazon. Double beat there, double beat there, double beat there, and surprisingly, double beat. Go ahead and look at the technicals on these. Oh, so here you go. So the technicals is showing a sale, but we know better. And then the analyst has Microsoft at a strong buy. Then we go ahead and go into Amazon. Amazon is at a buy and at a strong buy. Enough said. All right, hammering right into hardware. Here we have NVIDIA. NVDA. NVIDIA is an accelerator program for training and inference with a CUDA software moat and integrated networking, capturing both silicon and software value. Everyone was cheering on NVIDIA to hit the $4 trillion market cap, the first company to do that. So everyone should know about NVIDIA. No one comes close. The next closest company is AMD. They're the credible number two. They're gaining data centers with their GPU and CPU share via OEMs and clouds. Important in a supply-constrained world. So both of these has monetizations through their accelerators, full systems, and multi-year upgrade cycles. The only risk that they have is HBM supply, advanced packaging capacity, and pricing dynamics as alternatives scale. NVIDIA is up 31.83% on the year, while AMD is up 80.09% on the year. Let's go ahead and look at the AMD chart right now, since NVIDIA has been up the whole time. This is AMD's chart. But they have a massive gap up already. So they're just trying to hold this level right here. But let's jump into the financials. So on AMD, they have a double beat last February, May, August, and surprisingly, November. Go ahead and go back to NVIDIA's earnings. By the way, NVIDIA's earnings saved the entire stock market themselves just this past week. So you already know that their earnings were superstar status. No question in hand. And actually, I recant my last statement in the last section because right now Nvidia is not printing that confirmation that we all saw in the other charts. AMD isn't as well, but if you drop down a time frame, I'm pretty sure AMD would be printing that confirmation like it is right there. So the only, these are buy and hold tickers. So as long as you buy in a demand zone, you're A-OK. Hold these stocks for at least 10 years. So here are my allocation rules. These are not get-rich-quick schemes. This is a structured accumulation, not a jackpot plan. A simple starter sleeve might look like this. So you can allocate 20% into ANET, 15% into VRT, 15% into Palantir, 20% in Microsoft, 10% in Amazon, 15% in NVIDIA, and 5% in AMD. And then you will allocate that over time according to your conviction and risk. You have to revisit the weights periodically, trim when positions are over-concentrated, and keep cash management honest. Slow, boring, but very effective. The risk map. Expect cycles. Semis digest. HBM can bottleneck. Hyperscalers can pause capex. And rates can compress multiples. That's normal. Keep your sizing sane and stick to your rules. Just to recap, I gave you 7 names within 5 lanes. ANET networks the racks. VRT powers and cools them. Palantir productizes AI. Microsoft and Amazon distribute at scale. NVIDIA and AMD are the compute engines. Own the rails, not the hype. If you want a deeper dive on when to add and how to size positions, drop your questions in the comments and I'll do a follow-up Q&A. Links are in the description. Trade with your eyes, not emotions.